Please, Ted, please let me call my parents over too.
Shut up. You're too much work. Under no circumstances are you to invite your parents. If you don't like that, get out.
I'll leave, but you're going to regret it.
Trouble Busters!
Why? Why can I not invite my parents over too? My name is Melanie. My husband Ted often calls over his parents to stay over at our house. But he never allows me to bring my parents over to spend the night.
If your parents come over, then my parents won't be able to relax at all. You can't even figure that out?
It's been 3 months since the house has been built here, but my parents haven't been able to come over once.
So what?
But your parents have been coming over every single weekend and staying over as well.
Are you trying to say that they're becoming nuisances or something?
Not at all. I don't mind them coming over at all, but I just want to be able to call over my parents from time to time.
Oh, shut up. You're so annoying. Do not call your parents over, period. If you don't like it, get the hell out.
What's going on? Is something wrong, Ted?
You really shouldn't be fighting with each other. You're husband and wife.
No, you two don't understand. She's freaking complaining because she doesn't like how you two are always coming over. She says it's a nuisance.
What? I didn't say anything of the sort.
Hey, now, come on. Are you being serious? That's so rude.
You understand the situation that you're in, Melanie.
The only reason that we're willing to only show up on the weekend is because you were the one that was against living together.
But that doesn't mean that it's okay for you to come every weekend. It's just every week. What are you being so spoiled for?
You married into our family, right? You should at least be able to do this for us.
Whose permission did you get to allow you to marry our son? That's just because I got permission from you two.
Oh, so you do know who you have to thank.
But you think you got the audacity to tell us that you don't want us to come here? The nerve!
Ted, it's your fault for not educating your wife properly.
Oh, great. Now look, I was chewed out because of you, Melanie.
What an embarrassing existence. I mean, she probably just opens her mouth without thinking at all.
I'm so sorry for causing this kind of misunderstanding, but having you two come over every single weekend and staying over too, there's just more and more of your stuff at the house every day, and...
So what? This is my house and my parents come here so they can bring their stuff too. There's no problem there.
What a horrible woman. The only reason that we're bringing more of our own stuff is because you don't have enough consideration as the wife.
Yeah, you cause all these problems for us too, and you have the gall to tell us what to do?
That's not what I'm trying to say.
So I'm going to interpret that as you're okay with listening to every single one of our desires and requests, right?
Huh? I asked Ted what he meant by that, but he just kept going on with this stupid smirk. That night, he ordered a really lavish, expensive-looking sushi dinner, so I asked him if there was some kind of celebration, terrified of what his answer might be. Then he gave me a really shocking answer that blew my socks off.
Oh, today's party is about, hey, Mom, Dad, you two could just bring in more of your own stuff, okay?
Huh?
All right, my boy. I suppose we can start living together starting next month.
Living together? Yeah, we'll be living together, all together, the three of us. Without a care in the world again.
Sorry to keep you waiting, guys.
Ted.
You make us so proud.
So yeah, you heard me. Sorry, Melanie.
But that's not what we agreed on.
It's already been decided. You do not invite over your parents, ever.
He decides on his own. He makes decisions on his own. He doesn't talk to me about anything ever and doesn't care at all about my parents.
If you don't like it, get the hell out.
Understood, but I'm never going to forgive you. Troublebusters. I'm going to leave, but you're going to regret this.
Like hell I'm gonna. Don't ever show up around me again.
Besides, your parents live in some kind of rented out place, so they could never come into my house. Imagine you father coming into the house when he's done nothing but do a terrible job supporting his family, huh? He's going to freaking panic.
I want you to go back to your parents' house and ask your father what it feels like to have some 20-year-old beat him to building a house, huh? Ask him if it makes him upset. Oh, and ask him why he can't build a house or two.
Also ask him if he's too embarrassed to go on.
Later. Don't ever come back to this house again.
Get a divorce and right back to the rented house life again. He was already very full of himself and extremely confident. I married him because he had something that I didn't, but I can't believe that he is the kind of guy that would just hurt someone without a care in the world. Honey.
So, the fact that he kicked you out without even thinking about it must mean that he doesn't know what's going to be happening a month later, huh? I see. All right, Ted, we'll make you see what's what.
1 month later. Hello?
Melanie, get the hell back here. You get back here today. Today!
Huh? With how anxious you're acting, it seems like you've finally seen the information about how your company will be partnering with the company that my father works at to do some R&D together.
You're damned right, you little prick. Why didn't you just tell me ahead of time that that was gonna happen, huh?
I couldn't reveal company information to someone who is not at all related to the company.
That's where you need to be freaking flexible. You realize that your father now sees me as some kind of enemy and I'm about to be removed from the joint production team? What the hell are you gonna do about this?
Well, I think all of that is your fault, don't you think?
Why the hell am I in the wrong for this? Besides, you're the one that said you wanted to bring your parents over or something. That's so horrible towards my parents. You've got no semblance of compassion towards them. It's your fault.
Why do you always make yourself out to be the victim? You don't care at all about my parents.
I didn't say that.
You basically are saying that.
Calm down, Melanie. You listen to me, okay? Come on, listen. You need to only listen to me. Your father immediately made a project team the second he was put in charge. He's gonna be looking at histories and interviewing people to bring them onto his team.
Sounds like a pretty normal flow of how to make a team.
That only works when you and I are not in the middle of a fight, right? Look, Melanie, I'm in a really bad spot right now. Super bad, extremely horrible.
I don't really understand, but it's not something that I can do anything about. If you ace the written, practical, and interview to beat out your other teammates, then you can get in. The way I see it, you've got no other choice.
You've almost never worked a day in your life, so don't you dare act like you know what I'm talking about. If I make an enemy of Steven, then that means I'm not gonna be able to join the team for the project. If I can't get in the project, then I'm not gonna get promoted. Do you realize the effect that it's gonna have on my future? I'll forgive you, so just call him and tell him to put Ted on his team. Are you listening, Melanie? Listen, the second that I hang up, you call your dad and let him know.
Enough! I've just been quietly listening to you yap, and you've just been talking about you.
No one said anything about that.
You didn't say that, but you're doing it. You completely mock and look down on me and my father. You didn't even apologize for that. And you want me to save you? You must be out of your damn mind. No one gives a crap about your freaking danger or what's going on with you. I literally couldn't possibly care less about you not getting your damn promotion either. You can't join the project team. You can't get a promotion. Me. Not a single one of those things includes me at all.
That's not true. Of course you're included in that.
Then why the heck wouldn't you tell me that? All of the horrible things you told me.
Do I really need to include you for...
I'm in the middle of talking right now. Do you really not give a rat's ass about what I have to say?
Who the hell do you think you're talking to?
Want me to hang up then? I really don't mind a single bit if I don't talk to you anymore. All the horrible things you told me. You've never worked a day in your life. Call and tell them to add Ted to their team. That's all you've been saying so far. What part of that shows that you care about me at all? This is all just about you, that's it.
Calm down, Melanie. Please, just calm down a second and think about what I said. think about the amount of time that I've spent working compared to you. The difference in experience we have. There's no point in me asking about you since you've got no experience, right? The other thing is that if you don't call, then you're gonna be in a world of pain. You won't like it if I'm not gonna be able to work either, right? I'm the one that's feeding you.
That's a divorce.
Divorce?
Not spend any more time than I already have on someone who's got no compassion at all.
Okay, fine. I'll rethink it. I'll rethink it out of the kindness of my heart.
You're still going to be talking down on me like that? I've given you so many chances to rephrase what you're saying, but you haven't changed anything. You're not going to fix anything.
Wait, hang on, Melanie.
Which means that there's nothing left to be done.
You do realize the kind of trouble that I'm gonna be in if people find out that I've gotten a divorce from the daughter of my direct boss? My life is gonna be over. I'm gonna get fired. I'm literally going to get fired from my company.
You're thinking about yourself again. I cannot continue being with you anymore.
Oh, that's...
You want to redo things now. Don't make me laugh.
Wait, hang on, Melanie! Melanie! I'm so sorry. I said I'm so sorry. You want to redo things now? Don't make me laugh. Mr. Shinsuke! Do not Mr. Shinsuke me. It's been over a month since you chased away my daughter from the house, and you haven't said a single thing. What would you call this besides acting in bad faith? I'm so sorry. I've just been really busy with stuff over here. You've taken off on your Saturdays and Sundays. How are you going to explain that? I was working at home.
Do not lie like that. I've been living with you for over half a year, but there was not a single day that you brought home any work to do at home. If anything, it was the most amazing time for you because your lovely parents came over, right? There's no way that you would be doing work at all.
Don't be so mean like that, Melanie. I know that it looks really bad for me right now, but I want you to listen to some good things, too. I really love Miss Melanie, so I said no to living with you two. That's true. That is true.
So you admit that you were lying when it came to doing work on the weekend then?
Oh, that's, well, I wasn't doing any work per se, but I was still thinking about work. It's the same thing as doing work, right? If you think that working is the same thing as thinking about work, then I suppose so. Only for you, though, not for everyone else.
So the fact that you turned down living with your parents also ended up turning into a lie, too?
That's not true. I did say no to living with them. Don't be lying like that.
You were even so happy about how you were going to be able to start living with them now.
I didn't say anything like that.
Would you be fine if I go over to the house right now, then?
Huh?
I saw that there was more and more stuff showing up at the house, stuff that your parents owned. It's been a month or so since I've left the house. I'm pretty sure that there's probably more than enough stuff for them to be considered living there together.
That's not true.
Then you wouldn't mind if we go check it out right now, right?
Stop. That wouldn't be okay.
Why is
that? Well, you know, I can't have someone just come over out of the blue.
You literally just called your parents over all the time out of the blue. What are you talking about?
I did no such thing. I told you that they would be coming beforehand. You know, I'm getting tired of trying to figure out if what you're saying is real or a lie. Then just trust what I'm saying. The only thing I can trust is what Melanie is saying and things that I see with my own two eyes. I'm sorry, but I don't trust a single word coming out of your mouth. But the fact that you think you're so amazing because you didn't let them live with you is ridiculous. You should be choosing to live with someone or not between the two of you. That's a given. But I'm the man of the house. The man of the house is supposed to only care about himself and not his partner. That is not the way it works. You are supposed to remember that you are the man of the house and protect everyone. You swallow your pride and try to make your partner happy. That is what you are supposed to do. But what did you do? You only thought about yourself and your feelings. You didn't think about Melanie's thoughts, period. If you don't like it, get out, is what you said. You abuse your position of power. What part of this is the man of the house? Do not make me laugh. I'll fix it. I'll fix it all. So please, just let me work by your side, sir. I'm begging you. I'm going to value what my daughter says above all. You two will be getting divorced. Please, listen to me. I didn't expect that you would be my boss at all. If I'd just known that, I would have made sure to take great care of you and your wife. That has nothing to do with how much you love my daughter, but how much you want to protect yourself. That's not true at all. I always want to be with Miss Melanie, and that's why you chased her out of the house? That's because she wouldn't just shut up and listen to what I said. So now you're coming up with excuses and shifting the blame, huh? No, that's not what I mean. I'm over it. This conversation is over. Melanie, you want to get a divorce from Ted, right?
I could never continue living with this man.
You heard her. But you were supposed to take care of your smallest but most important team, family. But you didn't, and there is no way that I could potentially let you work on my team as well. You're gonna let your own personal feelings affect your professional judgment? I'm gonna make it a huge deal that you did that to everyone. Then you can do that. The practical and interview are both pretty horrible today as well. You definitely don't reach the passing line for the written exam either. If you think I'm lying, then you can just look at the test results for yourself tomorrow. The numbers don't lie.
He was still planning on inviting you onto the team, even if you didn't pass, too.
Huh? I figured that if I took responsibility and tried to teach you, then I might have been able to do something about it.
That's why he literally accepted the deal, to help you out.
I'm gonna be handling the placement of all my team members. That was the one condition for me accepting this job. You did this for me? Not just that, but I was planning on giving you all of my savings, retirement, and insurance money as well. Savings, retirement, and insurance?
The reason the dad didn't have a house was because he lived in a cheap rental to save as much money as possible and to give it to me and my future husband. Which means that it was supposed to be your money.
But that's got nothing to do with you anymore. If anything, you're going to be losing a lot of money. What do you mean by that? You're getting a divorce, so you're losing your wife. Next up is your trust and position at the company. That's because you... I don't care what you say, that would have happened anyway. Someone who isn't good at work or household stuff is going to get kicked off the team. That's just how things work in society. Help me! Also, money. I've been listening to Melanie, but what you've done is control the finances and by the same token, control Melanie.
I'm going to be suing you because that is something that can be brought to the civil courts. Expect to talk to my lawyer.
Courts? I don't want to go to court. You do that and my failures are all going to be on public record and I won't be able to do anything in society.
That's what I intend to do.
Melanie, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I want to redo things.
Why are you apologizing to me?
Because I don't want to take a pay cut and I want to keep working here. And I've got to pay off the loan and I've got to take care of my parents. So all I can do is apologize.
All you can do is
apologize? You've been pushed and cornered this much and you still don't understand? You don't learn, do you? What are you talking about? Did I do something again? Just get out!
Just get out!
Being in the same vicinity as you disgusts me. Don't you dare ever show that face around me again.
Ted lost everything in the blink of an eye and he cried going home. The next day, he brought his parents in, this time to apologize, but this is for Ted's future. It's all on the line here. If something happens, are you going to take full responsibility of it?
How could you possibly remove Ted from the team for those reasons? That's totally bringing in your own emotions to a professional setting.
You know, I'm really not surprised that he's their kid. It wasn't like yesterday at all. Sean and Cindy were acting extremely oppressive and not listening. On top of that,
Melanie didn't say that she wanted to bring you guys over at all anyway. It's like I was never told anything.
once again, he was as horrible as he was before. He continued to attack us and tried to stay there until we folded, so my father was pissed off and called the police. They were all detained and taken away from the property. The divorce was set in stone and I sued him in civil courts for what he did to me. I was able to take $7,000 from him, which isn't a lot for what he did to me, but more than anything, now what he did was public record. He was crucified now. As a result, he already had a low skill cap, so the court case just made him look even worse. He ended up retiring, almost as if to run away. He still had over $200,000 of loans, even after selling the house, and now he was unemployed. They now live together, cramped up in a horrible apartment that only costs $180 a month to live in.
You two made me lose everything! It's your fault for not being able to handle one wife!
I'm never going to work, do you hear me? They really are all family, aren't they? Yeah, have a terrible life together. As for me, I found a man named Mr. Allen at my father's workplace and we were engaged. We're in planning phases for getting married. Al's an incredibly kind person and I think that I can find my happiness with him this time. Troublebusters.